You're listening to Soundboard on WTJU. I'm Nathan Moore. That was Trees on Fire with Live Life. UVA is seeking $1 million in state funds to turn new innovations from the Academy into economic engines in the community and marketplace. There's a budget amendment in the Virginia House that could provide $1 million for a local economic development accelerator. The funds would provide expanded business development, mentoring, and other resources to UVA spin-off companies. We're joined in the studio by Mark Crowell, the Executive Director of UVA Innovation and Associate Vice President for Research at UVA. Thanks for coming in.
Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
So if funding goes through, what will this Economic Development Accelerator actually do?
The Economic Development Accelerator will be a ground zero for innovation at UVA and in Charlottesville. It will help us accelerate our current efforts to create value and maximize impact for UVA's innovation resources. Our job really right now is to create networks of resources and partners that can help form businesses, create products, create new services that capitalize on the brilliant research our faculty are doing and make it accessible to the public through commerce or through other means.
Mm-hmm. Everything's a little tense in Richmond right now. Is funding likely? How?
Yeah, we feel real good about it. We're extremely grateful to the General Assembly, the Governor, and to President Sullivan and others for supporting the effort. This is all about generating really a return on investment for the state's investment in UVA, and as well as the federal government and private sector investment in our research activities. So if we're successful, we'll see new products, new services, new companies, new jobs, new investments, space rented, services acquired, taxes paid. So the economic ripple effect of success in this arena is something that resonates with members of the General Assembly and certainly with the Governor's staff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So the university is an incubator for market development.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Over the past 5 to 10 years, I think you've seen more than 50 companies spun out of UVA, and those companies are, again, attracting investment, we think, in the hundreds of millions of dollars. They're creating jobs. Many of those jobs are going to UVA graduates, and so success in this arena also leads to what those of us in the innovation economic development space call creating a sticky environment. It helps us attract our graduates to stay here and to grow here, to have jobs here, to grow their families here, and to create value in the new knowledge economy.
I grew up in West Virginia, which has the opposite effect of than sticky. It's a brain drain.
Yeah.
And so, you know, how would this accelerator differ from what UVA Innovation is already doing?
It would become a sort of a physical embodiment. It would enable us to accelerate, do more of it, do it faster. I think in our business what we're really looking to do is to take innovation that's coming out of our research programs and grow it and succeed fast, or to fail fast. You know, rather than take years and years of investment to prove that something doesn't work, this funding would create new capabilities in what we call proof of concept research, so we can not just say it's great science, but it's science that meets a need, that's marketable, that will pass regulatory requirements, that will be patentable, that will actually make it to the marketplace. We're going to make that faster and make that more certain.
So give me an example of what kind of spin-off company or what kind of project this might lead to, as far as, you know, we've been talking in generalities. What type of project are we talking about?
Yeah, they range, as you might imagine, at a place like UVA. The project pipeline runs the gamut from pretty heavy-duty biotech, new drugs, new medical devices, healthcare informatics, things of that type, all the way to innovation coming out of our School of Architecture to create a new model for disaster housing that would be far better and far less environmentally disruptive than the famous FEMA trailers from New Orleans. Mm-hmm. So it could range from relatively low-tech, if you will, to very high-tech, but the key is that it meets a market need and it gives us a pathway to take that innovation and actually get it to the market faster and more certain. So you would see, think of it this way, science projects would kind of, after basic discovery, would sort of gravitate from a UVA lab into the accelerator. There would be wet lab space, there would be teams of mentors, there would be business professionals, investment folks, Darden students, McIntyre students. It would be almost a student union and alumni center, if you will, for all things related to innovation, to create teams of people to accelerate these discoveries, to build the business. And the idea is not to house it forever. The idea is to prove that it works, attract the management team and the capital, and then get it out, hopefully in Charlottesville or in Virginia.
Mm-hmm. How could this economic development accelerator be built upon in the future? We spoke a little bit during the break about public-private public-private partnerships?
Well, we are very, very hopeful, and when we think about what this accelerator would look like and what sort of footprint and impact it would have in our community, I think it would be, we would want to leverage the very generous $1 million that the General Assembly has in its budget currently, to bring in one or more private sector partners to actually focus on building a physical center for this to happen. Secondly, we would want to raise investment capital and populate a number of different advisory groups with industry, investment, and related expertise to make sure that UVA Innovation, our faculty and our students who are creating this valuable innovation have access to all the resources they need to create impact and grow their business opportunities.
So in our last minute, what's next?
What's next? We hope that there's success in Richmond with the $1 million proposal, so that's first and very important. Secondly, we'll need to network very effectively across grounds, as we're doing currently, to be sure that this is not just a facility for the medical school or for the engineering school, but that it truly is a pan-university innovation initiative. Thirdly, what's next? I would love to see a groundbreaking in the not too distant future. We don't know where it would go, we don't know exactly what it would look like, but we have thoughts that within a fairly short period of time we could see a shovel in the ground and see something start to spring up that becomes an even further statement about the importance of innovation as a core value and a core competency at the University of Virginia.
Good deal. Mark Crowell, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Mark Crowell is the Executive Director of UVA Innovation and Associate Vice President for Research at UVA. Stay tuned to 91.1 FM. After the break, we talk about papal succession. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Relatively famous.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Mark.
Anna.
All right.